Shalom. Shalom, Israel. With the Israelite School University of Practical Knowledge. Started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group nor any other Christian organization. All right, tonight's class is the Lashawan Qadash class. All right, Lashawan Qadash class, something very, very important for our people, man. Like, it's very important for us to learn our language, and that's something to be very, very understood, all right? So, Bubba Prashad, shoot, whenever you're ready, Bubba Prashad, if you can, go ahead and get the alphabet on the board, all right? Get the alphabet on the board, please, Bubba Prashad. We're going to get to it. All right, we're going to get right into tonight's lesson. Like, the language is something very important. It's a part of our culture. It is a part of our nationality. If anyone has any questions, make sure you put it into the live chat, all right? Make sure you put your questions into the live chat. All right. All right. You'll see attendance in the live chat on YouTube. All right. There's going to be there will be a link in the live chat for you to sign in with. Do not forget to sign into that. Do not forget to click on that link and sign in. Make sure it's straight up. Make sure we start over. Make sure it's nice and neat and straight. So like so, to start over from bottom to make it straight. It's starting to go down. Focus on shot. You want something? Outside cross. Like so, listen to the letter.
So I will
Between the high and the side.
between the what is it?
Let's see how the black marker looks. Because I don't think the brothers can see the red. Try the black.
Come.
Let's
Yeah.
see if the black works a little better.
I was thinking of it too as well.
You can use the cloth, it's easier. It's better to wipe it off. Make sure you sign in, click on that link, put your name, city, and state in the live chat. For sure.
That black marker.
See, not working at all. Try the green.
Come, sir. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
And don't press on it too hard, too. But try to
Come.
That's too wild. Select it from your bar. Make your bar match your eye. Start over, Bubba Kwashab. Make sure your bar matches your eye, as in like the size wise, and try to make it as smooth and straight as possible. See what I'm talking about?
What was it again?
So you see the bar, you see your bar,
Uh-huh.
you see how it's smaller than your eye.
Mhm.
Make
Oh,
it the
make
same
it
size
bigger.
as your eye,
Oh, okay, I got
and also try to keep it as straight as possible.
you. I got you. Like that.
Correct. Now you have to erase God and all the way down, so you can match all that, and try to keep it as straight as possible.
Mm-hmm. That's good enough?
Erase all of that from the God, right? The God and down, erase all of that, and then start over from there. Over for shot. Count, including the God. All right. There you go. Don't forget, if you guys have any questions too as well, don't forget to put in the live chat. This is the Lashawan Qadash class.
Is that good enough?
That's perfect. Then all you gotta do is keep it straight from there on.
That's good enough?
Soldier. Now what the brother's doing now, he's writing the alphabet. All right, the alphabet is something very important, and here's why. Our alphabet in particular teaches us how to pronounce our language. right? Unlike the English alphabet, you can learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way down to Z. But depending where those letters are within a word, they make different sounds. Well, what's so good or what's so great, I should say, in our language, no matter where you place our letters, they're going to make the same sound. They're going to have a constant sound, like an a ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, za, kwa, ra, sha, and tha. So you guys hear the constant sound, right? There's a constant sound within our language. That yeah is missing something.
What is it?
That yeah is missing.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Most High Christ.
There you go.
It's a, okay, that's a good question. Salakia, how do we know this is the same pronunciation that our ancestors used? That's a good question. Now, that's a good question. How do we know that this is the same pronunciation that our ancestors used? It's a very good question. This is how we would know this is the same pronunciation. All right. Historically, there were no vowels. All right, written. All right, in our language. There was no vowels that existed during the time of Moses and things like that. All right. Two, most languages on the earth had a constant sound. All right, you want to look up most ancient languages had a constant sound with no vowels in it. All right, most of the languages have a ah sound. All right, that's why even in English, all right, you learn how to pronounce the letter A by saying ah, 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 ah. Like that's even in the English language. Y'all understand? That's why they go like beh, beh, eh, all that type of stuff in different languages. Because at one point in time, there was a constant sound in our language. All right, there was a constant sound in different languages. There was never different types of sounds. They had one constant sound. So happily in our language had the ah sound. Historically, that's just historically speaking. All right. Okay, Most High in Christ, I was able to answer your question. All right, let me see. All right, so let's get on the board. Let's see what we got. All right. That's Tawab. That's Tawab. So what you got on the board here? All right. I want everyone to pay very close attention to what we have on the board here. You have your I, your Ba, your Ga, your Da, your Ha, your Wa, your Za, your Ha, your Ta, your Ta, your Ya, your Ka, your La, your Ma, your Na, your Sa, your your Sa, missing the Sa. No sweat. So you have there's a Sa missing right here. That's your I, your Pa, your Za, your Kwa, your Ra, your Sha, your Tha. All right. So let me see this real quick. But the Tawab, most high in Christ. The alphabet is something you want to pay very close attention to, all right? You want to pay very close attention to the alphabet. The alphabet is something very important, all right? So you got your A, your Ba, your Ga, your Da, your A, your Ba, your Ga, your Da, right? Your Ha, your Wa, all right? Your Za, your Ha, your Ta, your Ya, your Ka, your La, your Ma, your Na. Let's see. Like throw it if you can. Throw these up for you, both for sure. All right. Got your Ta, your Ya, your Ka, your La, your Ma, your Na. All right. Your Sa. You got your I. You got your Pa. You got your Taza. You got your Kwa. You got your Ra. You got your Sha. And you got your Tha. All right. That's what the alphabet looks. So your A, your Ba, your Ga, your Da, your Ha, your Wa, your Za, your Ha, your Ta, your Ya, your Ka, your La, your Ma, your Na, your Sa, your I, your Pa, Taza, your Kwa, your Ra, your Sha, and your Tha. All right. All right. Now we're gonna get some vocabulary. Vocabulary is something very important. All right. Vocabulary, vocabulary, vocabulary. Vocabulary, vocabulary, vocabulary. All right. If anybody has any questions, make sure you put it into the live chat, all right? But we're going to get to it. So let's get some vocabulary. So where we left off on an image and idol. We're going to get, the next word we're going to get is, all right, is hakwa. All right, hakwa. You got hakwa. All right, hakwa. So yeah, hakwa. All right, hakwa. If anyone doesn't know, all right, let me see what I can see. Switch back. So hakwa. Let me see if y'all slightly see that. See if y'all can see that very well. Mark a little faded. Let me see. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the camera just a little closer. I'm gonna move it because no one can really see anything. So I'm gonna move the camera just a little closer. The marker. Get some. All right. Let me see how that works. Let me see. Is that a little better for you guys? Let me know if you guys can still see. If not, let me know if you guys can see just a tiny bit better. All right, let me know. Let me know if y'all can see just a tiny bit better. If not, let me know so I can take care of it. Okay, a little better, but still hard to see. Okay, still hard to see. All right. All right. So Hakwa. All right. We're gonna continue. Hopefully things will get. I'm gonna see if they can get a little better. I'm gonna do my best. All right. To suffice. All right. I'm gonna do my best to suffice. All right. So Hakwa. All right, which is to imitate. Imitate. All right. Imitate. So Hakwa is to imitate. To imitate. All right. To imitate. So Hakwa is to imitate. All right. Hakwa is to imitate. All right. Next, we're going to get on the board is Thakap. Thakap. The Cap. Thakap. Thakap. All right. Thakap. Think of, let me give y'all a guess. So if I say Thakap, meaning do this Thakap, like I want you to do it quickly. Think of a word that starts with an I, but it means quickly. Thakap. If I say do this to cop, I want it done for cop, what would that mean? Anybody want to give it a guess? What would that mean? Want to give it a shout out?
For sure.
La has to start with an I.
Oh, yeah.
The cop. The cop.
Oh, okay. So,
What's up?
immediately.
Immediately. That's correct. Immediately. To do something to cop meaning to do it immediately. To do it immediately. So what we have right now so far, we have hakwa, which is to imitate. So if someone is trying to imitate you, meaning to copy you, meaning this is like an imitation, you would say hakwa. All right. If you want something done immediately, meaning you want to do this ASAP, immediately, as soon as possible, you would say, I want this done to cop. All right. I want this done to cop, meaning immediately. So if you're talking to your children, giving an order to a brother, giving an order to your rib, and say, hey, I need this done immediately, you would say, I need this done to cop. All right. If you're talking about hakwa, you want this done. All right. You not slaki, that's the cop. Now hakwa meaning to imitate. All right. Like you're imitating something, you're copying something. All right. Okay, next we're gonna get on the board is ba. Just a letter ba. I'm gonna break it down, all right? So you have your ba. All right, you have your ba. So you have your ba on the board. Okay? You have your ba on the board. I'm a little iffy right here. I might have to put it into a place where everybody can probably see and know any dark areas due to the marker. All right. Let's see. So you have your ba. All right, that's your ba. All right, your ba. Yabah. I'm gonna do one word at a time due to the situation. All right. So y'all just bear with me. All right. Yabah. I know everyone could possibly see that, right? You guys see that on the board, Con. So you have your ba, all right? This is your ba, the letter ba. If you put a ba in front of a word, all right? If you put a ba in front of a word, it could be any word. It could be a verb, it could be a noun, it could be an adjective, whatever the case may be. If you put a ba in front of a noun, in front of a word, when it says ba, all right, that means in. So when we say ba Hashem, that means in the name. If I say ba baya, I'm saying in house. If I say baha baya, I'm saying in the house. Like that's how you would break it down. All right. So your ba, right, would mean in. Okay. Your ba would mean in. Next we're gonna get it is panayam, panayamya. All right. Got your pa, your na, your ya, your ma, and your ya. All right. It equals pana, panayam, ya, which means inside. All right. So you have panayam. All right. You have panayamya. Panayamya. All right. Panayamya. All right. Panayamya, which means inside. So if you're trying to go inside something, or you're trying to tell someone to come inside or go inside, whatever the case may be, it's panayamya. I mean, it's like a panayamya. Inside. Panayam. Panayamya. Panayamya. Panayamya, which means inside. Panayamya. If you have a pa, a na, a ya, a ma, and a ya. So your pa, your na, your ya, your ma, and your ya. Panayam, ya. Panayam, ya. Panayam, ya, meaning inside. All right? Panayamya, inside. Panayamya, inside. So if you want someone to come inside, panayamya. All right, ba'a panayamya, come inside. All right, so you would say ba'a, meaning to come, panayamya, inside, come inside. All right, come inside the house. All you would say is, all right, ba'a panayamya, all right, babaya, or sakit babaya, come inside the house. So you could be talking to your children, right? And they playing outside, they're having a good old time. All right. Well, it's time to come inside, right? So all you say is ba'a panayamya. All right. Baha baya. Come inside the house. All right. Well, so like you don't have to say in the house, inside the house. So habaya. All right. Habaya. Yeah, habaya. So you would say ba'a panayamya. Ba'a hayayamya. No, so ba'a panayam ya. All right, habaya. Come in the house. Right, come inside the house. Right. Okay. Right, come inside the house. Okay. Everybody understand that? And oh, so like, go ahead, Soji. So okay. My right is Haya Basadar, right? Haya what? Haya what? It's like a Hawaya. It's like a Hawaya. Hawaya. Mm-hmm. Hawaya.
Hawaya Basada.
Correct.
Hawaya Basada.
Correct.
Come on, go.
Yeah. Hawaya Basadar, meaning I'm all right, or I be all right.
Oh, I'm okay.
Right. I'm okay. I'm all right. Correct.
Come on, go.
So Hawaya.
So, Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
So, how would you like as far as like how would you say as far as like I ain't gonna say that because I already know that. But I'm saying like how are y'all doing? Like how are y'all doing?
How are you all doing? Like how are y'all? Or are you saying how are you doing?
I would say how are y'all doing because when I would say that it's kind of like a fancy thing.
Okay. You can ask them like, how's y'all peace? Right. Like that's a cultural thing to
Come
ask
on.
someone's peace.
Uh-huh.
All right. That's Israelite culture to see how someone's peace is.
Come
So
on.
you would go more so the route of mashalakam, mashalakam, right?
Mashalakam.
Mashalam
Mashalom.
come,
Mashalakam.
right? Mashalam come, right?
Mashalom come.
Right. So mashalam come. You're asking them how are y'all peace?
Also, it's just one word.
So ma is a word, and shalom is a word meaning peace. So ma meaning how. It could also mean what, but in this text, in this context, we're saying ma as in how. Then you say shalom meaning peace.
Peace.
And kam is the possessive pronoun for you all.
So Mashalakam.
Correct.
Come. So that's what I'm gonna tell my mom. Mashalakam.
Right.
Come, sir.
That sounds correct.
That's very correct. Like that is very so lucky if I could and stuff like that. This is very important to learn these type of words.
It absolutely is. Very important.
Very.
Right.
So lucky, sir.
Next we're going to get is bakwar. All right. Bakwar. It's very important to bakwar. All right. You want to bakwar a lot of things before you purchase it, before you buy it. You want to bakwar it. All right. Something very fundamental is to bakwar. To bakwar. Bakwar, meaning to inspect.
I was about to say.
Bakwar, meaning to inspect. Inspect. Bakwar, meaning to inspect. So bakwar, if you want to bakwar something, you're inspecting it. So bakwar is a verb. It can be used as a noun as well. A lot of our words in the Hebrew, anyone doesn't know, a lot of our words in the Hebrew in the Lashawan Qadash, it can mean, so I'm not blocking it. It can mean many things, all right? Well, not many things, but it could be, how can I say it? It could either be a noun or a verb, all right? And most languages kind of have that kind of same concept where a noun can be changed into a verb and a verb back into a noun and whatever the case may be. In our language, our nouns can also be our verbs. Like some of our verbs can also be nouns like names or someone or something, a person, place, or thing. That's what a noun is. A verb is like a word used for action, meaning like you're doing something, which is to inspect. All right? To inspect something, all right, a verb is most likely going to be used as a verb. You'll never really use bakwar in a noun unless bakwar is someone's name. All right? Like bakwar, like someone's name. So bakwar meaning to inspect. Bakwar meaning to inspect. You want to inspect a lot of things. You want to inspect the people you talk to. You want to inspect who you're around. You want to inspect the things you eat. Right? So you want to bakwar the things you eat. Bakwar the people you talk to. Bakwar the things that you're looking at. Bakwar the things that you're saying. Bakwar the things that just around you, period. You want to inspect, all right? And that's something very spiritual as well. Like inspecting something. A lot of our people do not want to take the time to actually research and inspect something. Because of our slave mentality and because of society and because of America, we just don't give a damn. We put too much trust. In everything we do and everyone. And the Lord is absolutely against that type of spirit. I'm gonna say, you kind of want to get in the spirit and the vibe to inspect, all right, and take things a little more serious about the things you do, say, and all that type of stuff. All right. All right. So let's get the next word, which is parash. Let's get parash. 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 All right, parash. I'm gonna try to let you guys guess this one. All right, parash. The Bible, I'm gonna say it just like this. I'm gonna give everybody a chance to guess it, all right? I want you guys to all try to guess it. Make sure y'all raise your hands if y'all have it. And anyone online, no matter what, try to give it a guess. All right, I'm sure you guys can get it. All right, and I'm gonna say it very carefully so you guys can pretty much get what parash means. All right, let's say this. All right, the Bible is not for private parash. Anybody tell me what parash means? Let me give online a chance out. Let me give online a chance.
I know it.
Don't sweat. So the Bible is not up to private parash. All right. Can anybody guess what parash means online? Y'all go ahead and give it a shot for me.
Daniel.
Okay, that's the wild. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Anyone else online want to give it a shot? The Bible isn't up to private parash. Go ahead, Kudak.
Interpretation.
Right, parash meaning to interpret. All right. Parash meaning to interpret. To interpret. To interpret. All right. To interpret. The Bible, all right, isn't up to private interpretation. Parash meaning to interpret. All right. Parash meaning to interpret. All right. The Bible isn't up to interpretation. All right. There's only one interpretation. So parash, meaning to interpret. Parash, meaning to interpret. All right. Most High Christ.
I haven't, yeah, a lot. PR. Yeah.
The water soldier. The water for that soldier. Parash, interpret. All there. Not interpret, right? Interpret. No, interpret.
So I got it one. Yeah. It is what it is. We all make mistakes.
Interpret. Parash. Interpret. All right. So what we got on the board is Ra'ayawan. Ra'ayawan. All right, Ra'ayawan. So, give y'all a hint. Let's see if y'all can get it, all right? Ra'ayawan. Okay, Ra'ayawan. Ra'ayawan. Okay, Ra'ayawan. Okay, Ra'ayawan. So if you have a job, or let's say you need a job, you have to go on a Ra'ayawan. Okay? Ra'ayawan. Let's see if y'all can get it. Ra'ayawan.
Yeah, I know it.
Ra'ayawan.
Oh no, let him.
Ra'ayawan. 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 Anybody want to give it a guess?
It is.
Soldier, hold your peace. Maintain discipline, for sure. Ra'ayawan.
Interview.
Like you heard what I said?
Oh, I thought you asked.
No, I'm saying.
The end.
No, I'm saying maintain the discipline.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ra'ayawan. You know the answer?
Interview.
Most High Christ. Ra'ayawan, meaning interview. All right, interview.
So yes, sir.
Go ahead, Soldier, what you need?
No, I know a lot of this.
I'm son Christ. All right. So we have Ra'ayawan. Ra'a Yeshlakia. All right. Ra'ayawan. I think I have a shot up there. All right. I have a shot up there. Spell it correctly in the English, not the Hebrew. Ra'ayawan. All right. Ra'ayawan. Ra'ayawan, meaning interview. Ra'ayawan, meaning interview. Right? You always want to interview something. Interview doesn't always necessarily mean that you are going on an actual interview, as in like a job. But that word does come from somewhere. That word literally comes from you interviewing someone, as in getting information out of them, trying to see what they are, who they are, what they are about, what type of skills they have. Like that's what interview literally, like that's the definition of interview. That's why when they say you go on an interview for your slavery, all right, or for whatever job or occupation you're trying to get, you're being reviewed, all right? You're being interviewed. They're literally going to check you out, see what's going on, all right? So you can use this in any context. It doesn't have to be slavery related, occupation related, or job related. It can be related in any way, shape, or form dealing with interviewing, meaning to look into, all right, to get information out of, all right, all that type of good stuff, all right. So interview, ra'ayawan, 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 all right, meaning interview. All right. Okay, next we're going to get Makorab. 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 Right? Korab. Makorab. Makorab. Anybody know what? Okay. Does anybody know what Korab means by itself? All right. If you do not know what Korab means on its own, because I want to break something down. That ma in front of a word means it's from something. It's literally saying from here or from something, as in this word stems from a meaning of another word. So that ma literally stands for, in this case, this word, this entire word, stems from the word Korab. That ma is letting you know that this entire word is from the word Korab. It doesn't mean what Korab means, but it stems from the word Korab. So if the word, okay, so for an example, Korab means to like fight or battle or, go with your hands, whatever the case may be, Korab. Like what we use in the ISUPK, the martial art that we're taught, all right, or the fighting level or skill that we're taught, or style, I should say, is Yad Karab, literally meaning hand-to-hand combat, all right, Yad Karab, all right. So Ma Karab, that Karab by itself means to like, kind of like fight in a way, or battle, whatever the case may be along those lines. But Ma Karab, meaning this stems from the word Karab. So Ma Karab, okay?
Like somebody.
All right, so Ma Karab means intimate. All right, intimate. Ma Karab meaning intimate. Okay? Ma Karab meaning intimate. So if you guys know what intimate means, of course you guys can figure that out. All right? What intimate means. Ma Karab meaning to fight, battle, whatever the case may be. Ma Karab meaning intimate. All right? Giving an example, every time a sister says she wants to fight, she doesn't really talk about fighting. It's not actually talking about physical fighting. She might be referring to being intimate. Okay? Ma Karab means to be intimate. All right? If you're intimate with someone, you could say you're ma Karab with someone. Okay? Everybody understand? Or sound impressed? Let's get the next one. Pretty much an easy one that I give to y'all, of course, which is all. All right? All. Y'all probably heard this plenty of times before, but all. Right? All. All literally means into. So if you want to say I'm going into something, you would say all, let's say into the house. Al habaya. All right? Into the house. If I want to say I'm going into the house, I would literally say Yawalak al habaya. All right? I would literally say Yawalak, or I could just say Walak. All right, but for teaching purposes, I'm gonna say it completely properly with no shortcuts. All right, Yawalak al habaya, right, into something. So al meaning into something. You're going into something or unto something. Like the Bible, like when the Bible says unto or in, that literally means into. So the Bible says, oh, go unto her, meaning it could be saying go either to her, into her, whatever the case may be. Just giving you an example. Okay, there's an example. Not saying the Bible literally says go into someone all the time. All right, go ahead, Social.
Inside.
Right, al meaning into, right? So you can like inside of something, into, right? Al meaning into, right? Now there is a word for inside, so you can be like, you would use this instead of saying inside, depending on the context, right? So that's 12, right? That you brought up a good point, right? We have a word for inside, which was what, right? Does anybody remember? Panayamya, right? Panayamya meaning inside. Panayamya meaning inside. You will go inside something, right? Right? Panayamya. But you can use the word inside more so. Inside is more so like you're trying to get someone that's outside inside. You would use it in that context, or you could say I'm going inside of something. It just depends on how you want to use it. But I'll, right, get into something or to someone. Like I'm going. If I say I'm going to someone, I can say I'll as well. I can also say I'll. right? You wouldn't use la, because la could either mean to or for, right? That could translate to going for someone or going to someone. But you can use all, meaning you're going to someone as well or going into someone. This depends on the context. Like the Hebrew language, like the brother brought up a very good point. The Hebrew language is um, very spiritual, all right, and context is very needed, all right. If you want to learn the Hebrew, context is everything. Context, context, context. If you don't understand context, you're not really going to know anything at all right. What I mean by not know anything at all, if someone's trying to speak Hebrew to you, it's going to be kind of problematic, all right, if they don't give you any context, because context is everything in the Hebrew language. Like I have to give you context in order for me to or in order for you to understand what I'm trying to tell you, or what I'm trying to teach you, or what I'm trying to bring to you, or whatever the case may be. I need to give you context. That's why the Bible is so based on context. Context, 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 context. Context is literally everything. Context is everything in our culture. Context is everything dealing with the Bible. Context, 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 context. Everybody understand? All right. All right. Next we're going to get is Palash. Palash. So Palash. 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 Okay, anybody guess what Palash means? If I said Russia Palash the Ukraine, what would Palash mean? All right. If Russia Palash the Ukraine, what would Palash mean? Anyone online? Hold on one second, soldier. Hold your peace and maintain discipline. All you gotta do is raise your hand, boom, push up. So Palash, like a soldier. What was that? So Palash. All right, Palash. Okay, Palash. If I said Russia Palash the Ukraine, all right. If I said Russia Palash the Ukraine, what would that mean? La. It has to start with an I. All right, I have to start with an I. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Palash. Palash. Go ahead, soldier.
Invade.
Invade. Palash meaning to invade. Palash means to invade. Like it, soldier. Maintain your discipline, book with the shot.
No. I just want to let everybody know I'm here.
Like it, soldier. Palash meaning to invade. Palash meaning to invade. All right. Palash meaning to invade. So if I said Russia is going to Palash, if I said Palash, meaning to invade. Palash, meaning to invade. All right? Palash. So if you want to invade something, you would say palash. Palash. All right, let's get the next one. Let's get hakwar.
Are we on?
Let's get hakwar. 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 Anybody know what hakwar would mean online? If I say, okay, let me see how I can give it to y'all online. I may have to give it to y'all. Hakwar. All right, hakwar meaning to investigate. To investigate. So we want to investigate something, meaning you're trying to get information out of something. All right. To investigate. Hakwar.
I already got the answer. Salakia, sir.
To investigate. Hakwar. Salakia, soldier. What's going on?
I already got the answer.
God, I said it. Hakwar. Hakwar is to investigate. Hakwar is to investigate. Let's get the next word on the board. Let's get, we're going to get is barazal or barazal. Barazal, right? Let's get barazal. 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 Barazal meaning iron. Barazal meaning iron. Okay, iron. Barazal meaning iron. Right? Barazal. Right? Barazal meaning iron. Like the metal iron. Okay. So barazal. This is your ba, your ra, your za, and your la. You put it together. Barazal meaning iron. So if you want to grab some iron, or you're working with iron, all right, like as in the metal iron, you would say barazal, 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 all right, barazal meaning iron. Next we're going to get is shakwa, 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 like a shakwa, shakwa, meaning to irrigate. You guys don't know what it means to irrigate. I'll explain what irrigate means in just a second. So shakwa meaning to irrigate. I know y'all probably heard of something called an irrigation system, right? So that's where irrigate comes from. Like literally the definition of irrigate literally means to supply land, crops, etc. with water by artificial means. Or it also means to refresh as if by watering. So it doesn't always have to be by artificial means. It can also mean by just watering the actual crop, period. So if you want to irrigate something, you're watering it, right? So you're irrigating it, all right? It deals with irrigating, to irrigate or irrigated, whatever the case may be. You would use the word shakwa, right? Meaning to water the land, to water the crops, all right? To irrigate something, meaning shakwa. Shakwa meaning to water, all right? To water something, all right? Shakwa meaning to water something. Shakwa. All right, we want to get the last word. Which is a word that you guys should know very well. Y'all may have heard this word plenty of times before. All right, which is ya, ya, shore, ya, shore. Make it as neat as possible. Shar Yashar Allah. Yashar Allah. Yashar Allah meaning what? Israel. Israel also means Prince of the Power. Prince of the Power, or Son of God. All right. Yashar Allah. Yashar Allah. So Yashar Allah. So this is your Ya, this is your Sha, this is your Ra. Connect together, so that's your Yashar. And then you have your Ad and your La, which is your Allah. Yashar Allah. Yashar Allah. Right? Which literally means Israel. That's how you would say Israel in the Hebrew. Right? This is how you would say Israel in the Hebrew, Yashar Allah. If it says even Israelites in the Hebrew, it would say Yashar Allah. All right? Like we are Yashar Allah, we are Israelites, but we are Israel. All right? We are Yashar Allah, which literally means Prince of the Power. All right? It literally means Prince of the Power, or literally translates to Son of God. Like literally, Israel, Prince of the Power, literally translates to Son of God. If you guys don't understand how that translates to Son of God, I'll break that down. A prince, right, is usually a male or a man or a son of a king, right? The power referring to the Most High. So we are a son of the Most High, or a son of someone that's in power or in rulership or in authority, which is Son of God. So literally, you guys could literally say, all right, this is just a lesson biblically, all right, when you're breaking down the scriptures too as well. Yasha Allah, which means Israel, literally means Prince of the Power, Son of God. So when they always talk about the sons of God, Son of God, Son of God, that has always been in our culture to be called the Son of God or the sons of God, meaning the sons or the children of the Most High. There has always been children of the Lord or children of the Most High even before the Israelites. That's why Adam was called the Son of God, and the people that come after Adam, all right, the ones that come after Adam are called the sons of God. All right, that's the breakdown of that. All right. All right, that's the breakdown of that. All right. So Son of God. All right, Son of God. So Yashar Allah, meaning Israel, Prince of the Power, Son of God. All right, Son of God.
I'm not saying here for you.
Yashar Allah, Israel, Prince of the Power, Son of God. All right, literally what it translates to. All right. But all right, Israel. So Yasha Allah, all right, Prince of the Power. All right, remember the Hebrew class, all right? To learn the Lashawan Qadash is something very important for Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans to understand. Like, you want to learn this language. This is a part of our culture. This is a part of our nationality, all right? Like, it's really who we are. Like, we have to take serving the Lord serious. Learning, like, the language, right, that comes from the Lord. The Lord speaks Hebrew. The angels speak Hebrew. Like, that's something very important. Like Nehemiah, the priest back in the day, was literally contending and fighting and pulling the braids out of the Jews' head because they didn't know how to speak the Hebrew language. Like, it's so, so important, all right? And so, I mean, very, so important that we learn this language, man. This is a part of our culture. It's a part of our nationality. Don't forget to sign in and check in, all right? With that, I say shalom, Israel, all right? And that'll be the class.